The company that were chosen are Pejawa Holding Berhad, Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad, Hapseng Industry Berhad, Nestle Malaysia Berhad, and Toyota Motor Corporation, which is the manufacturing sector and listed on the Bursa Malaysia. There are some cases that analysis with the corporate governance failure in the manufacturing sector. That's why we are choosing this manufacturing sector as our assignment. Corporate governance is important, which include transparency, integrity, and fairness as a guide to a company by preventing corruption, corporate scandals, and other that may lead to the matter of the lawsuit.
Berwaja Holdings Berhad is the largest steel producer in Malaysia. They produce such as direct reduced iron, thin bronze, and billets. More of Berwaja products are used in the manufacturing, construction, and infrastructure industry. Apart from this, Berwaja Holdings Berhad has two subsidiaries, which is Berwaja Steel Sdn Berhad and Eastern Coal Sdn Berhad. According to Security Commission Malaysia, MCG 2017 set out that independent directors should make up at least half of the board, while in large company, the independent directors should be the majority. Berwaja has several members, including one executive director, two non-independent non-executive directors, and three independent directors, which reached the standard of MCG 2017. Besides, the MCG 2017 is set out an independent director can only serve for a total of 9 years. Therefore, none of the independent directors has more than 9 years of experience with the Berwaja. The issue faced by Berwaja is the subsidiary, which is Berwaja Steel. The corporate governance issue faced by Berwaja Steel is a massive debt. After every child resigned in 1995, the debt escalated from Rm 1 billion to Rm 2.49 billion and Rm 7.9 billion in liabilities. The company also announced a significant retail loss of Rm 376.54 million. Our recommendation, the closure of accurate and true financial statement is necessary. Transparency in a company financial statement, particularly in the case of Berwaja Steel, will guarantee that stakeholders have confidence with the company decision making as well as management producers. The board of directors of Berwaja is largely responsible for managing the group overall strategy plans for business performance, ensure that business is conducted properly, succession planning, risk management, shareholder communication, internal control, management information system, and statutory matters. The specific function of the board is financial reporting, director remuneration, directors training, and continuing education, and so on.
Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad is a market leader in Malaysian premium branded dairy milk sector. It was established in 1963 and was the first milk firm in Malaysia to be listed on the Bursa Malaysia Stock Exchange, which is manufactured and distributes for the domestic and foreign market, included the growing up milk, powder milk, and yogurt with many flavors. There's one chairman who is Datin Seri Sunita Meling Rajakumar, 7 board of director, and one of the company secretary in the company. Due to the requirement of MCCG 2017 in practice 4.5, the company policy on gender diversity as well as its aims and action to accomplish those targets are all included in the board annual report. The board of directors of large corporation must include at least 30% of female director, so the company executive staff is gender diverse with 16 female present. The issue faced by the Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad is risk management. According to the New Straits Times Online, Dutch Lady Milk has launched a test into the issue of milk batch, which is related to health complaint by the consumer. Since the scandal has spread out with a lot of discussion and suspicions on social media, which influence the image of the company. Besides, salary also dropped year after year. For my recommendation, Dash Lady must safeguard their products in order to maintain a positive image and promote public trust in the company. Dash Lady must adopt a mature approach by facing the media and confirming that Dash Lady goods are not contaminated. The Dash Lady Milk Industry Berhad has performed the company board structure effectively. According to the Kyle Ball Coleman et al., the ideal number board size for the board of directors is 7 due to the expertise in corporate governance. Dash Lady Milk Industry, since the board has 7 members, so there are fewer possibility that one person perception will impact choices because biases are more likely to occur when the board consists of 2 or 3 persons. Based on the duties and responsibilities, the board participates actively in the formulation of the company's strategy. The managing director report to the board at each meeting on numerous management topics such as the company business performance, marketing strategy, commercial performance, risk evaluations, sustainability practices, and other strategic considerations which the board evaluate and deliberate on. The finance directors also provide a complete summary of the company's financial performance to the audit and risk committee and the board for each quarterly reporting period.
Hamzah Industry Berhad is one of the leading biscuit manufacturers in Malaysia. According to Security Commissions Malaysia, MCCG 2017 now stipulates that the boards of large companies will need to have at least 30% is female directors. Based on Hamzah Industry Berhad, it has integrated gender diversity into its corporate cultures and maintains that 1/3 of board members are of the opposite gender. Besides that, MCCG is also set up the retentions of an independent directors who more than 9 years must meet the required from shareholders to approval through a 2-tier voting process. Therefore, the board for more than 9 years should submit the relevant ordinary resolutions to shareholders in upcoming annual general meeting of shareholders. After that, the corporate governance issue faced by the company is with risk management, which are credit risk and operational risk. Through the steps, the Risk Management Committee and the Board of Directors noted that as certain business conditions change and certain internal control measurements have taken their effects. Regarding the duties and responsibility of directors and the company board structure, from my view, I consider the board is performed effectively in improving their risk management to deal with the issue that had been faced. The board of this company has lead to manage and oversees the company's strategy planning and operational management. Acknowledge they are responsible for its company management and conducting a risk management meeting that will be held every 6 months.
Nestlé Malaysia Berhad is a food and beverage manufacturer based in Malaysia. The board of Nestlé Malaysia Berhad directly and indirectly through its board committees provide guidance and direction to the management to make sure that the company's strategic plans support long-term value creation and include strategies on the economic, environmental, and social considerations that underpin sustainability. There is in place an effective and efficient internal control system which enables the company to respond appropriately to significant business, operational, financial, compliance, and other risks in achieving its objective. Next, MedLabs Sdn Berhad has sued a wholly owned unit of Nestlé Malaysia Berhad for 139.34 million ringgit for allegedly unauthorized and unlawful use of the latest QR code on Nestlé's products and packaging. The company and the Nestlé Products Sdn Berhad believe that MedLab's claim is unjustifiable. Nestlé Malaysia stated that NPSB will contest the claim. Nestlé has dealt the issue effectively as Nestle Malaysia filed a police report in December to allege an unlawful attack by a third party that redirected users who scanned the QR code on some of its Maggi products to offensive content online. The board has functioned effectively because of the credibility in solving all the governance issues. The board establishes the risk appetite within the board and ensures that an appropriate risk management framework is in place to determine, assess, evaluate, manage and monitor significant financial and non-financial risks. They are competent in addressing the uncertainties and obstacles that have been encountered over the years.
Toyota Motor Corporation, simply Toyota, is a Japanese multinational automobile manufacturer headquartered, which mainly located in Toyota City, Aichi, Japan. Kiichiro Toyoda is one who founded Toyota, and it was incorporated on 28 August 1937. It is engaged in the motor vehicle manufacturing and also the sale of automobiles with its parts. According to the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance (MCCG), a well-structured remuneration has significance in improving the stability and growth of a business. Similarly, both the MCCG report and the Toyota Corporate Governance report do state the level of the remuneration closely related to the attraction and retention of the right talent. Also, Toyota will conduct an executive compensation meeting in order to review the compensation system of board members and senior management. In my opinion, the corporate governance issue faced by Toyota is the cybersecurity risk. Generally, cybersecurity risk is the probable consequences due to an external attack that causes an uncertainty or failure in an organization's information technology systems. On 28 February 2022, anyone who clicked on the website of Kojima Industries Corporation, which is the sub-company of Toyota, was received the same message, which is this site can be accessed. Kojima has stated this kind of issue occurred was because of the cyber attack. On the same day, Toyota has published a brief statement and stated to temporarily shut down for at least 1 day, and then pause the operation of 28 production lines in 40 factories in Japan on 1st March 2022, in coping with the system failure at parts supplier Kojima. Their auto industry experts have assessed such this temporary shutdown could result in a 5% drop in the monthly production of Toyota. What is important is that Toyota had to suspend its operation at all of its Japanese plants following a supply chain cyber attack. And such this fact has indicated the vulnerability of all other small, medium, or even large businesses. Developing the framework as well as understanding the available resources and also the operational requirements for cybersecurity is the best starting point for the company. Also, every organization should actively train their employees on how not to fall into phishing attacks. In my view, the reason why the directors have not functioned effectively is that they are too confident in their technical systems. In fact, the majority of the big companies, including Toyota, do have the quite advanced measures. However, most of their sub-companies and sub-sub-companies are not. As the hackers don't have direct access to any of the big companies, but they are targeting one of the edge providers, and this is why the attacks have been increasing recently. However, Toyota as a big company just focuses on their technical systems only, and let's do so on their sub-companies and sub-sub-companies.
In conclusion, if the company have poor corporate governance will influence the reputations and management of its company. It is only the good corporate governance could grow competitive in the long term. Therefore, a good corporate governance of the company should have strong asset management, understanding its responsibility, implementations, the effective policy, and focus on the technical systems. In our opinion, only Nestle, Hudson, and Dutch Lady companies had functions effectively, while Proagen and Toyota Motor corporations may not function well.